On October 27, 2021, China's Deputy Permanent Representative to the UN Geng Shuang made an unexpected statement about Turkey and its role in Syria at a UN Security Council briefing on Syria. Shuang blamed Turkey for illegally invading northeastern Syria and cutting off the water supply service from the Alouk water station, which is located in Al-Hasakah and is a critical water source for nearly 600,000 residents. Shuang's accusation mirrored what the Syrian government has been complaining about for decades, and some Kurdish groups in recent years. The water source disputes between Turkey on the one hand and Syria, Iraq on the other, have been one of the most pressing security problems in this part of West Asia. A history of dispute. In 1923, Allied powers and the newly established Republic of Turkey signed the Lausanne Peace Treaty. Included in the treaty is a clause on the Euphrates and Alouk rivers and a provision that Turkey must consult neighboring Iraq before undertaking any hydraulic works. However, the problem arose with the Turkish Kebin Dam project in 1964. As a result of the hydroelectric dam's construction, the first major one to be built on the Euphrates, both Iraq and Syria raised concerns about the river's water levels diminishing. Later, in 1976, 3 countries cut a deal on the Karakaya Dam project, and Turkey agreed to release 500 cubic meters per second of water from the Euphrates. But during the 1990s, Iraq and Syria claimed that this volume was not sufficient and asked Turkey to raise the water volume to 700 cubic meter per second. The Turkish mega irrigation and hydraulic energy project, Southeastern Anatolia project, is still plaguing both countries. Turkey began the project in the 1970s with 19 hydraulic power plants and 14 of them on the Euphrates, and in the 1990s it transformed into a largely political project, affecting the Kurdistan Workers' Party in Syria. In 1990, for a whole month, Turkey held back the waters of the Euphrates to fill the Ataturk Dam. Baghdad and Damascus reacted sharply to the action, accusing Ankara for using the water of the Euphrates for political purposes. Turkey's position on the Euphrates and the Tigris is that these rivers are transboundary, meaning that they are rivers that cross at least one political border. Therefore, Ankara sees the 2 rivers as a uniform basin and part of its sovereignty. Iraq and Syria, on the other hand, view the 2 rivers as international and separate entities. Seeking a diplomatic solution, Turkey tried to alleviate the political backlash in the 1980s by establishing joint committees with Iraq and Syria to deal with the issue. Weaponization of water. According to a 2002 report by a fact-finding mission for Turkey's Ilisu Dam, contrary to Turkish claims that it was providing 500 cubic meter per second of water to its neighbors, Jarablus River's water flow decreased to around 300 cubic meter per second. Although Turkey rejects the claim that it controls the waters of the Euphrates and the Tigris at the expense of Iraq and Syria, the problem between the riparian states doesn't just concern water levels and access. Disposal of industrial and municipal waste into the rivers is one of the main complaints of downstream nations such as Iraq and Syria. Salinity in both the Euphrates and the Tigris has significantly increased in the 2000s. Turkey consistently rejects the claim that it has been using the water sources as a political weapon. However, there are some gaping holes in this narrative. After a joint security agreement with Syria, former Turkish Foreign Minister Hikmet Çetin insisted that Turkey's commitments were conditional on Syria's loyalty to the agreement. In 1987, then-President Turgut Özal threatened Damascus with severing access to the Euphrates if the latter continued to support the Kurdistan Workers' Party in Syria, which Ankara, along with the US and the EU, consider a terrorist organization.